All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Basketball City with Andy Mack. Hope everybody's having a good day. Got a special guest for us tonight. Somebody that many of you are used to seeing on online. What's up, brother? How you doing, Sniper? You still hitting the casino? haven't got a chance to hit a Buffalo in a little bit. It's been maybe a month or two. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on here. There's my guy Boomer. Hey, Boomer.
What's going on?
What's up, brother?
Not much, man. Just hanging out. I had work today. Had a nice dinner, relaxing. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. Good to see you, man.
Good, good. All right. So what's going on? What are we doing?
We're just talking basketball, nothing crazy. So
Awesome.
the last few weeks, we on Collectin and Connectin, we just started doing some different streams. So some different collectors basically have their own things going on. So I came up with this Basketball City stream where I'm just kind of checking in around the league, different things going on. I'm a Celtics fan, so usually I would kind of review what's going on with the Celtics. But it is, as you know, it's February break right now. They're on All Star break, so season's supposed to start back up tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, I just want to check in, say hello, see how you're doing, see what you're thinking about your Warriors. Just an opportunity to talk some basketball and go from there.
Yeah. Well, I just got some bad news that Steph's not going to be playing this game against the Celtics. Oddly enough, so he's going to be out. We're going to see how Porzingis comes along, and gets integrated into the offense. Hopefully, he ends up being a piece that just fits in seamlessly with them. So that's the high end hope on everything else. The Jimmy Butler injury, which I happened to be at that game, strangely enough, kind of derailed a lot of the plans that the Warriors had. And also the trade prospects, everything else. It's a lot easier to trade somebody who's healthy and is still contributing than somebody who's on the bench, just in the cast. But yeah, no, I bought tickets for my sister. She's never been to a Warriors game. I blame Steady and on the crew for actually hooking me up with cantina tickets for the first time and experiencing that VIP kind of unlimited drinks, unlimited buffet, watching the game kind of experience. So I bragged about it with my sister. It was her birthday. She was unfortunately born on Christmas, so she's a Christmas baby. So she gets robbed all the time. She gets one present for Christmas and birthday. So I told her, I was like, hey, I'll take you to a Warrior game. I said, hey, you're probably not gonna get tickets on Christmas, but I'll be scouring the internet. I'll find you some good tickets. Go to a good game, and we'll end up having a great time. And she ended up having a great time. She had plenty of photo ops. She was all up on IG with throughout the whole game, experiencing and loving it. So it ended up being a good time. But the bad part is near the third quarter when Jimmy went up
Jimmy
for
got
that
hurt.
rebound, came down and tweaked his knee. I was like, ah,
Yeah,
yeah,
he is a difference maker when it comes to both offense and defense, and um, it is a disappointment. It's really unfortunate. I wasn't sure if you were for the rumors about Draymond Green being traded. Um, I feel like I feel like Draymond Green is a huge part of that team. He's a huge part of that dynasty. Obviously, he has been the defensive anchor. He brings them toughness. He brings them grit. Um, I know he can be difficult at times, and he has kind of a bad rap with, um, you know, certain maybe certain players, the officials. But I mean, I think he has definitely helped that team big time. I think he probably doesn't get enough credit. But I honestly thought it was possible that maybe he'd get traded.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he was gonna. He was out of all years. This would probably be the year that Draymond would have probably been traded. Um, what he it's kind of hard to say, would have Steph and Clay and him won the rings if he wasn't there, that kind of thing. Obviously he's a defensive juggernaut, like one of the best defenders ever, especially for size. It's kind of like Dennis Rodman, like, where he could guard all five positions and very well. Draymond being on a little smaller, kind of, I feel is a little bit more expensive, a little bit more impressive, but that's a little biased. I'm gonna have to refer to one of your local guys in Belichick, and New England, just around that area, the East Coast. I've always thought about trading a player a year too soon than a year too late. Steph, it sucks to say, Steph has changed the culture with the Warriors. That he's definitely just changed just overall. It's just been a great experience being a Warrior fan with Steph, but he's on the way out, and I was just thinking about this watching the All Star game. The old guard's moving on. The Kevin Durant's, the CP3. He's retiring. The James Hardens, the players that of this generation, like the generation before, the Kobe's, the Shaqs, the Nowitzkis, the Kevin Garnett's. They have to change over, and eventually, it's a young man's game. Father Time's undefeated, and the game evolves. We'll find new better players. We'll find new best players. We will always be fans, but the generational, and that's what makes basketball, I think, to me great, is the generational debates and who was great, who wasn't, showing the younger players a clip of Akeem Olajuwon
Oh
and
yeah,
just dominating Shaq, and just moving on, and people not even knowing who he was, but yet like just dominating arguably one of the best centers to ever like lace him up. But it's part of the game. It's a young man's game. It's time for the Anthony Edwards to shine. It's time for the, even though I don't like Alexander's game, I don't like SGA's game, but it's time for him to shine. It's time for like all these young bucks to just go in and just take over, because they keep dropping off. And I don't know what it is. It always seems to come in clumps. It's never like, oh yeah, one player here, one there, where it's seamless. No, it seems like a big dump of the top players just fall off, and
yes.
then the next man up.
So I just want to take a moment and say what's up to everybody that's starting to join the chat. A lot of people are excited that you're here, Boomer. I don't think you can see this, but we got, let's see, we got Sniper was here, we got Force Cam 3236, we got the one and only Kirk. Excuse me, Force Com 3236. Leets here, Brody KY, David Jackson 838. More people are starting to come in. Let's see.
And it's a big trash can. He's super athletic and fun. So,
Oh, for
it's safe
sure.
to say, like, he's definitely he's going to sell tickets.
Oh, he is. So just wanted to say what's up to everybody. Let me get Paulie. Oh, Paulie was going to stop in. But yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Boomer for a moment, taking the time to pop in and say what's up. Boomer is everybody knows Boomer, but if you don't, he's really well known for his on camera skills. Um, OG breaker. I was always a fan of listening to him and watching him. Definitely motivated me to do something like this. Really cool. I got to hang out with Boomer in Vegas a few years ago. We got to, kick it, watch basketball, hang out, get some roulette, play some games, have some drinks, have a good time. So if you're just getting here, Boomer's here. We're talking basketball. We're talking the Warriors, but just talking basketball in general, the future of the NBA. There's a lot going on. And Boomer has a lot of insight to that. He's a big basketball fan. So, yeah, just wanted to give a shout out to Boomer. Really appreciate you coming in and kind of keeping this thing interesting. So thank you so much, Boomer.
No,
Um,
thank you. I'm actually checking the chat right now.
oh,
Everybody
good.
giving me
Okay,
on
so
that
you can
boomer.
see it now. So
Everything
yeah,
else. So,
some people are popping in,
they
but
definitely miss conversating and chatting with everybody. It was always a great time. Definitely
oh,
had it
dude,
was a crazy fun time for me.
dude, you're on another level, 100%, man. I really enjoyed that. I miss it. I think it was what Friday was it Friday nights, Saturday nights.
Depending, it would have been it would have been every night if we had a say in it. But definitely, like Friday nights was one of the funner streams. Got to release a lot of the pressure during the week. A lot of sports talk, a lot of smack talk, and a lot of I guess extremely biased takes on my part, of course. But it's just always a great time. Never let down. Sometimes you walk in, it's just like any other place, any other job. You walk in and it's like, oh man. But as soon as everybody started chatting, as soon as everybody started getting in and conversating, you just forget about everything and it ceases to be a job, just something
Oh,
fun to do.
100%. Are you still checking in? Are you still connected with Double, with Solo, with Prime, with Steady? You still on good terms with everybody?
Yeah, no, most definitely. We're all family, and a lot of people say that generically. Oh, we're family, we're family, we're family. But no, a lot of us are family. A lot of us have known each other since we were kids, and I'd say not kids. I'd say probably about 18, 19. Just meeting everybody, and of course, Solo, Double, and the Fast. They're all a lot of younger than us, but I'm good friends with their parents. Everything's just definitely tight knit. I still you still conversate with Steady. Still still hang out and do a lot of things with Obi and I. Funny enough, Double Tap is my godson's best friend. So he's been a family friend for years. So I still get to see all of them in their day to day lives. Their families are growing, a lot more kids, a lot more marriages. It's just really good to see, especially in the group. They just everybody growing up and finding their ways. It's definitely awesome.
Yeah, no, I love that. It's great that you're still connected and you're all still close. Solo and Prime got married, right?
Yeah, they did, and they welcomed in a beautiful baby girl.
That's awesome. Very, very happy to hear that. That's great news.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
It might be a mix of Prime Solo there, a little mix in of the name. I don't know what you're gonna have to work on that. It's gonna be hard to work in.
I like that. So I was curious, going back to basketball. Um, so who do you think can stop the Thunder this year in the West?
You're talking about the ultimate biased person with the
Yes,
Warriors.
I know.
Okay, good. So last year, if you look at how when we played the OKC, they weren't unstoppable. We beat them multiple times. Steph got hurt. We didn't get to face them. That rolls in. This year, I've always felt like too much talent. All right, I'm gonna have to go back to the old football analogy. When you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one. And with that much talent, that much bench talent, the bill's gonna come due. I know that they could probably trade out talent with all the ridiculous amount of draft picks and re up that bench. That's an option. But honestly, just numbers and stats and everything else are always going to back OKC up, especially when they're all healthy, everybody's back. They're going to be a hard team to beat. I just don't. I'm not afraid of them. I'm not. I'm sitting here in my living room, haven't touched a basketball in 6 months, but no, as a fan of the Warriors, as a fan of pretty much the league, they're not scary. They're not scary, and that's just my own personal opinion. But they're just not. It's the same thing with the Denver Nuggets when they were on top. They weren't really. There wasn't a lot of fear. It's like comparing, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate on here because this is
It's
kind of
okay.
innocent. It's
Speak your
comparing
mind.
Comparing Michael Jordan and LeBron. Ask any player, they don't fear LeBron. They fear MJ. When he
Yeah,
walks in that room, everybody was scared. It's LeBron. LeBron was your buddy. He'll team up with you. He'll hang out, but he wasn't a killer.
right.
In some ways, I'm not a big fan of Kobe's game either. But at least that cat will tear your heart out whenever he can.
Yes,
And I just never seen that with the LeBron. Now going back and to the original question, OKC doesn't. They're not scary. They're just really efficient. And now that the whistles have been kind of corrected with SGA, the numbers aren't there as predominantly. He's still talented. He's just gonna have to score now.
for sure. Oh, 100%. So do you think that the Nuggets, if they get healthy, or the Spurs with, I mean, the whole thing with the Spurs is they have youth, but they don't have a lot of experience in the playoffs. So like the Nuggets have the experience, but their team's a little different now. It's just like a couple of their guys have been hurt, and I'm just trying to figure out like, all right, well, if there was a team that wasn't the Thunder that came out of the West, who would it be?
Oh,
Would it be the Nuggets? Would it be the Spurs?
I'd have to go with the history, and the two teams would probably be OKC and Denver. It's one of those things I say all the time is who do I want to win and who would I bet on? And I would bet on OKC, just for the amount of talent that they have on that squad, young talent. Chet. I just don't see each piece being like extremely dominant, but they just so much. It's so much firepower that it's hard to contain. As far as the Nuggets, I think losing the Michael Porter Jr. was huge.
Oh,
As
huge,
far as them,
absolutely huge.
yeah, just huge. Which it kind of like bridged a lot of the talent and the injuries and everything that they had. As far as the Spurs, super athletic team, really fun to watch. I love Castle. I like, I just like the athleticism. But honestly, in the half court set, when the game slows down during the playoffs, how are they really going to be? They're being that young. They're going to need a real floor general to take over and take over the game. And we we see Wimby, it's ridiculous talent, but it just seems they're running on pure athleticism and like no just it just doesn't it just looks like a very young team that's super athletic and just scoring out of the gym. But when they get to the playoffs, when and the half court sets come in, how good are they really going to be? And this is going to be a season where they could show out, either prove me wrong, or prove all of us wrong, or just be another one of those teams where one more year, one more year, one more year.
So thank you, Boomer. So in the chat, we got Chris Young. He feels like the Thunder will beat themselves if Shea and Jalen keep nursing injury. He feels that Cleveland's going to go all the way. I feel like adding Harden definitely makes the Cavs stronger because Garland's been dealing with injuries for quite some time. The Cavaliers, I think, have won like 9 of their last 10 or 10 of the last 11, something like that. So they were hot prior to adding Harden. And Mike Wu, if I'm sure you remember Mike,
Oh,
he
definitely.
said, great to see you. Please send everyone our best wishes. Miss you all. Mike is a big Lakers fan. Not sure what's going on with the Lakers going forward. Like if they're gonna if they make the playoffs, which I assume they will. I mean, how far are they gonna go? Are they gonna win the first round, or are they gonna be out in the first round?
When I'm already starting seeing the breaks and the cracks in the Lakers. They're already starting to chat, and when
Yep.
internal chat with your star player, not necessarily your best player on the team, but the biggest star, LeBron, questioning if this is even a championship team.
Right.
That has to have
It has to have a
an
ripple
impact on
effect. Oh,
the team.
100%. No, I feel the same way. I didn't quite understand that if that was motivation or if that was some type of chess move. I don't really know, but I do really enjoy watching Austin Reeves play.
Definitely.
Yeah, sorry, Mike, that you're you're not counting on a chip this year, unfortunately. Do you have anything, Mike, that you want to add as far as the Lakers and if Luca and AR and LeBron are healthy and Aiden is doing what he's supposed to, are they going to be able to compete? I feel like they're gonna, win some, lose some, but I don't think in the playoffs they're gonna do much when it comes to like going up against the big dogs like the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Spurs. I think they'll have trouble.
The Warriors. No,
The
but
Warriors.
like what I really liked is seeing Reeves come off an injury and just instantly and just the energy he brings, and definitely I really like his game as far as coming in and dropping like 30 like the within the first
Oh
two
yeah,
games he's insane. Like he's
he had
definitely
like, I don't know if it was a 2 game stretch or 3 games. There was a few 2 to 3 games. Yeah, I think the LeBron thing is tough, Mike. You're gonna have to be
yeah
patient with that, and he's gonna
yeah.
have to make his decision. Is he gonna go back to Cleveland? Is he gonna stay in LA for another year? I'm not really sure. We'll kind of have to wait and see. But yeah, he has a lot of control or influence on what's going to happen next and how that's going to play out. But what do you think about the East Boomer? So I've been kind of talking about the Celtics the last few streams about just how Jalen Brown's been carrying them with them being number 2 in the East, and uh, Jason Tatum's being Jason Tatum's planning on coming back supposedly, but I was just reading today you have Kyrie who is out for the season. He's decided not to return this season. I don't know if that's based on his doctors or his progress in recovering from his injury, but I was reading that today that he's not returning until next season. So I don't know what the status is on Dame, but supposedly Tatum's going to return next month. It's a possibility. I'm not really sure, but some people would question that, wondering, is that a good decision on his part? I'm a big Paul Pierce fan, and I was listening to Paul Pierce and KG talk about how, you know, Pierce feels like if it's something he's comfortable doing, and he knows his body, if it's something he's ready to come back and do, then go for it.
Well, first I wanted to touch on that LeBron James thing. I just don't want the Lakers to be in a Kobe situation where they keep signing a past prime player just because he's that player and not
Yeah.
necessarily doing the best for the Lakers. And that's what Mike was saying. He's waiting for the post LBJ. Are they going to be strong enough to cut ties? Yeah, you are going to be cutting one of arguably a top five player.
Yes.
Some say so, top two, and
Yeah.
he's definitely two, but it's gonna be it takes a lot of I guess strength for your team to cut a player like that and move on and just know that you got a generational scorer in Luca, and then you got AR, some young studs in there, that young center. I think forgot I think is it Hayes.
Yes, Jackson
Yeah,
Hayes.
Hayes, he's super athletic, the center, and then just go ahead and just move forward and be brave enough to just let him go into the sunset either with Cleveland from what I've heard, which would be a really good bench pickup in my opinion. At that point, would you want to being on the bench? I don't know, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can see that. I mean, I do think, isn't it interesting though how you had like Carmelo? I mean, Carmelo's situation was so interesting with what was the Rockets. I think they like tried to shut him down, and
mm,
then he ended up not playing for a decent amount of time. And then he came back into the league with the Blazers, and he was kind of like rejuvenated. But I feel like he was coming off the bench. I'm not positive, but then I think about like, wasn't there a story about AI when he was kind of getting older and further in the league that he was kind of refusing to come off the bench, so he decided not to play anymore. I don't know if that was true or not, but yeah, I mean, I see that being a difficult thing for kind of LeBron at
mm,
this stage where he's still playing like heavy minutes. He's still scoring a decent amount. I don't know how his defense has been, but yeah, I mean, Mike is curious what's going to happen after the LBJ era and what it will be like with Luca as the leader. I mean, I'm sure they'd be a solid team if they could kind of get the right pieces around Luca, and if Austin Reeves can stay healthy, you know.
uh, like I said, just my biased opinion on the well, not really biased because it's not a warrior topic, but I think that Luca's never going to play defense. Austin Reeves kind of undersized I guess, for his position. I think they need to get a lot of defensive help and let their scorers score. And maybe signing trade with LBJ will get him some more pieces. Hopefully
Yeah.
he does that for them.
Yeah. Now, going back to the East though. I was talking about the Celtics and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum potentially coming back. So right now you have the Pistons in the one spot, the Celtics are in the two. I want to say the Knicks are in three. I feel like other teams you have to kind of watch out for the Magic and um, who else? The Cavs. So it'd probably be those teams that are kind of competing for Eastern Conference Finals. So if we're thinking about the end result or who's coming out of the East, who are you picking, or who do you think has the best chance? Do you think the Pistons are going to kind of continue to be as tough as they've been, and with Kate Cunningham and kind of being that leader and being that point guard who's he's getting double doubles, a triple double here and there, but he's been really leading that team with the turnaround that they've had.
Well, I kind of think that the Pistons didn't make as many moves at the trade deadline as I thought they would. I think that especially when you got your team playing as well as it has and the draft capital that they do have. I think that they would have I heard like marking in a move was possible, like just
Yep.
bringing in a more steady scorer to help the overall team. As far as the Celtics, so I do have to give your guys kudos for losing Tatum, who's arguably your team leader, and losing him, and then and still producing in the East. Does that have to say more of a Celtic win or an East loss in terms of strength of the East? What do you think?
Well, one of the other things though too, Boomer, is that we also lost Holiday, Porzingis,
Yeah.
Horford, Cornette, so and Tatum, obviously. So to name those guys. Like, I know what you're saying about the strength of the East. Um, I feel like it just kind of shows though that Jaylen Brown is an alpha, and he's not doesn't have to be a Robin, where he's kind of come out and said that he's made sacrifices and set certain things aside so that Tatum and him can kind of coexist. So I do hear what you're saying as far as like, all right, well, how do we compare the East to the West in that way? But I do think that the Celtics have been playing pretty good. I think they might be number two in offensive rating, but they do shoot a lot of threes. And some people would say like it's Missoula ball, like that's what they do. It's a lot of 3-point shooting, but um, yeah, I just think like all the losses that we had, I think that's what's so impressive. Tracy McGrady was talking about how he sees Jaylen Brown as a MVP candidate because of the situation, losing, a superstar player and then losing those all stars and other champions and having to kind of have this new new core group. I mean, you get to with the return of Peyton Pritchard, but he was put in the starting lineup, and then Derek White. So we had guys that were returning, but then we added some new pieces, and we've been trying to figure out how they fit in, and they've done pretty good. I think Missoula should get some credit as well for what the Celtics have been doing. They've had some nice, really solid wins, but I think it comes down to health, execution, and a little bit of luck. So I feel like hopefully Tatum can come back and he can help us out, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if
How's
it's going
how
to be a smooth transition.
how's the schedule looking down the stretch for the Celtics? Do they have a gauntlet or is it a pretty smooth sailing? What do you think?
Mm,
I'll do the
I might
same.
might have to take a look. I'm not really sure. Thanks, Chris Young, for stopping by. We appreciate it. So let's see. I just want to see if I can share this real quick. If I share the screen. Oh, here we go. Okay, so if we're taking a look at the schedule, um, oh, Celtics are at Golden State
Yep,
on
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Nice.
Yeah, tomorrow. Steph's not going to play though, so you guys
And
are
what is
lucking
going
out on
on
that.
with Steph again, Boomer?
It's a knee.
Oh,
Inflated
knee
knee.
issue.
It's a runner's knee. I guess
Uh,
that's the term that they're using. So I believe that if it was a must go, he would. But they're just trying to get him right, trying to roll out the Warriors with Porzingis and him healthy
yeah, it
and
should be
everything else.
interesting. I mean, that's what I'd be a little concerned about. Like, I think Porzingis can help you guys, but I also worry about his health because he
Yeah.
has some strange illness, or he was dealing with some strange stuff. I don't know if you remember, like during the finals, I think he sat out for like a whole series during
Hmm.
that playoff run that we had, and when he came back, he played in I think it was game 1 of the finals against the Mavericks, and he had like 20 points. He didn't miss. It was huge, but it's like I feel like that was his biggest game the whole playoffs. It was just like came out guns blazing.
But it kind of gives me the same feeling like when the Warriors first got Bogut, who was injured all the time, came in and kind of settled everybody down. He had a bunch of youngsters running around, kind of like a less athletic OKC, but lighting it up and having Bogut settle down the offense, having the offense run through him, kind of helped everything out. And that's what they're looking to do with Porzingis.
Yes, oh for sure. And I mean he has that ability. But looking at the schedule for the Celtics, it looks like a good chunk of West Coast games. The next 4 games, West Coast trip, Golden State, Los Angeles, Phoenix, and Denver. I feel like, those are all pretty tough games. And then we have a little I feel like Philly, Milwaukee can still be competitive games. Then a little down here, San Antonio, OKC.
That's a gauntlet.
Yes, I mean there are some Minnesota, Memphis, Golden State again, OKC. So they have a couple little pockets there where it's like that should be a challenge for them.
Yeah, it looks doable, but it also when you're facing that 3 game stretch against with the Spurs and OKC and that one looks like it's going to be a tough sell. I mean, if you guys
Oh, for
get one out
sure.
of those 3,
So right now the Warriors are third in no, they're let's see, they're 29 and 26. And is you said Steph's gonna be out for how long?
he's day to day, but he's definitely out for the game tomorrow.
Okay. So yes, I mean they look like they have a good chunk of um pretty tough games as well. It
Well,
doesn't look
the President, like I said, the Celtics, it's going to be a tough game. The Nuggets, tough. Pelicans, they're streaky. Grizzlies have no identity. The Lakers are hit and miss. The
the
Clippers
Clippers.
are in shambles. The Rockets are a tough team. I'm just like, I could run through like, hey, so
Yes,
if
yeah. Is this the bias coming out?
no, like, all right, so all right, I gave you guys like the Celtics is going to be tough. It's going to be a good game. I say a good game. The Nuggets
Yes,
like is going to be a tough game.
right.
Like, all right, the Pelicans. I don't think that it's gonna be as a harder game. Neither is like the Grizzlies or Lakers, or Clippers. The Rockets is gonna and Thunder are gonna be tough games. The Jazz, they're hit and miss. For some reason, they play their best game and don't miss against us. The Bulls don't look like they're going to be a tough game. The Timberwolves is going to be a fun game.
Yeah.
They get the Knicks. If Draymond's playing, Towns is equalized. They're going to dominate. I'm sorry. They take care of the Knicks. If you see them, fourth quarters taken out. We're killing all these teams, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
They're an older
we'll have to
team. They
see.
run out of gas.
Right. So where are we at here on the standing situation for
I
the
think they're
the
like what,
Warriors?
8?
8. Let's take a look. Okay, yeah. So they're in eighth place. They're 3.5. Excuse me, 3 games behind the Suns.
Yeah.
So anything after 6 seed is a play-in.
Yes. So
Yes. All right.
anything after the 60 is a plan. 7 and 8 are game one winners. They're in. 9 and 10, they have to win out. They have to win both.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. So I mean, they're definitely still in the running. I mean, they could probably surprise some people and move on up a little bit. I'm sure they could. I'm sure they can overcome or overtake the Suns. Um, because if we're looking at the Blazers and the Clippers, and these other teams below, I wouldn't worry about them. It's more about
I
how
wouldn't
these.
worry about them standing wise, but for some reason the Trailblazers just they're so young and their perimeter defense is so good. The Warriors just have a fit. They give the Warriors fits.
Yes.
They've definitely played them very well. Um, yeah, no, at the eight in the play-in, being the veteran team, I think they do need to be in the top six in order to really produce in the playoffs if they get there.
Yes. No, for sure. I mean, I hope they do. So have you got a chance? I know you mentioned that you took your sister to a game. Have you been going pretty consistently or just here and there?
Just here and there. I haven't uh, honestly since the break of steady breaks. I've been doing a lot of traveling. I've been getting blessed with a lot of opportunities to meet up either with friends, get invited to weddings in other countries, being just overall just being traveling. Besides that, got into there's some family health issues that we've been dealing with, so kind of keep me isolated, or kind of kept me the anchors on as far as me doing a lot of things, but that's clearing up. I'm definitely going to be watching at least 2 or 3 more games before the season ends, and then hopefully getting into some playoff games, seeing how I could score some tickets during the playoffs. I don't invite out anybody. I don't say, hey, let's go. It's me getting a single ticket to watch the game and then coming
Yep.
back home that day. Like it's no messing around. I just want to get in, get out, and just watch. I don't want to deal with how we're gonna get there. What are we gonna eat afterwards? No, I'm here to watch the game. I'm gonna get the best the price on the ticket I can. Go root for my team, and then head on home, either happy or sad. But definitely gonna be taking advantage of everything. Same thing I did with the Warriors went on their playoff runs. A lot of times, like I went to go see the Warriors and the Rockets. I think 2016 when they beat them in the first round, I believe.
Yep.
And Steph hit that game winner. It was in Oracle. The place erupted. It was ridiculous. I almost fainted. The first time I've ever felt like that, just because of the pure just
Oh, I can't
energy.
imagine the joy and just like the overall energy in the building and like how excited and how up everybody must have felt.
Oh yeah, I definitely got up and it was just a little too much. I had to sit down. It was definitely it was way too much. But just a bit. I'm kind of like that with the Warriors and the teams I like. I'm going with or without you. I'm gonna go and enjoy this
Yeah, you're a
game to
Warriors
enjoy it.
fan. I know you're you're a good fan for sure.
Yeah, definitely. How about you? Did you catch any games this year?
Yeah, so I had a really cool experience. So I haven't talked in a while. But so it was I want to say a few months ago, maybe November. I took my younger brother to a game, and I had reached out to a friend of mine who has been a season ticket holder for like 30 something years, and he was able to get me on the court. So after the game was over, there had to be like 100 people, but there no players. It's just you get to go on the court, you get to kind of walk on the court, check the court out, and then you get to shoot around for a little bit. So how it's set up is it's like an oval shape of people. So it's not like you can just freely shoot because there's so many people. So it's like you're here, you get the ball, you take a shot, and then you continue to walk around in the line. So I think my brother and I each got like 3 shots. So I did a layup, and then I shot a free throw, and then I tried to shoot a 3-pointer. I made the layup and the free throw, but the 3-pointer I aired because I'm like It's quite a long distance, but it was just a really cool experience. And when I was able to get those tickets, I have like a bunch of friends that are big basketball fans, but I was like, it'd be really special if I took my brother. So it meant a lot to him because he's not so into basketball. He's not a big basketball person or a big Celtics fan in general. But it was a really cool experience. You know, we we lost our dad about a year ago, so it was it was nice to get together and spend that quality time together. But um, yeah, I think that was the only game I've gone to this season. Normally, I would go to a few. I'd say I'm trying to go to another one, but it's just I've been super busy, and I think we'll get to a game maybe maybe this month or next month. I'm thinking.
Well, that sounds awesome, and I'm sorry to hear about your dad. And it's always
Thank you,
tough.
Boomer.
It's always
Appreciate it,
tough.
brother.
Definitely, but yeah, get out there and maybe this like lit the fire underneath your brother, and I mean becoming a basketball fan again. Something that
Yeah.
that I appreciate with my brother is it's with football and the back and forth we have. We could sit in the living room and talk football for 3 4 hours if we can. If we didn't have other obligations, and sit there and nonstop. It just organic. Just a great time with your sibling, and like you said, you guys got to experience that, and spend a great time with your brother. Then
Oh,
that's
it was
that's
just really
that's
cool.
awesome.
That's something I was trying to experience for the last like few years, and it never the opportunity never came up because it's a very popular thing for just people around this area. For anybody who's a Celtics fan, a basketball fan, like if you can get on the court and just kind of do that shoot around or like that experience, it doesn't come often because the guy that I got the tickets through, he was telling me that he would always give it to maybe his family or like extended family, so they would always go. But then there was an opportunity that came up that they weren't going to go, so it was perfect that it worked out that way. But
Hey, when you're always ready, you don't have to get ready. You take advantage of that and take care of it. It's always fun.
yeah, for sure,
It's
man.
always fun.
So I'm gonna call it a night. I wanted to say thank you for coming on here, talking, catching up. I figured I figured it can't hurt. It helps me because typically it's just me on here by myself, and maybe I'm communicating with some people in the chat, but people kind of pop in, pop out, and they're doing different things. So it definitely made things more smooth and just kind of hearing where you're at as far as like, all right, this is where I see my team. This is what I feel like is going to happen in the East and the West. And, it was really good insight. So thank you again, Boomer, for coming through.
No problem. Thank you for the invite. I had a great time, Andy. All the success and luck in the future on whatever you put your heart to, which is huge. So I know it's going to be successful. But like, once again, thank you very much. I'll definitely reach out to all the team and tell them you said hi, and
Yeah, so
I'll
please
tell
do.
them
Yeah,
about.
I was hoping all of them are doing well. I haven't got a chance to say what's up to any of them individually as of late, but yeah, I mean, I always enjoyed being a part of that community. Hey, see you, Mike. Thank you for hanging out with us. Hope you have a good week.
Later, Mike.
We appreciate you, Mike Wu. But yeah, I always enjoyed being a part of those late nights. I always had fun to kind of just to listen to you guys and you know, talk, kind of shoot the breeze, have the music in the background. It was just like a really good, cool vibe. So, um,
Just know, Andy, that steady, and the door isn't always. It's never shut. There's always a crack, especially with that guy. That guy will call me on a Sunday at 11 p.m. talking about Boomer. You ready? And I'm like, okay, all right, let's go. So I'm just saying, you'd never
never
count
say
steady
never.
and that team out.
Yes. Oh, I would never. Oh, absolutely. I know this. I think that, sometimes, opportunities come and go or, things change for a little bit, but can always circle back. That I feel like there's always other opportunities out there, maybe something different. pops up where it's like, all right, now it's time for us to do something again. So I'm sure it's a possibility.
Okay. Well, one big plug that I wanted to do is make sure you guys are following Brunch Boxing on Twitter. Great source of boxing. You might see me, you might not,
Oh,
depending
okay.
on that. So
I
just
like
make
that.
sure you're following Brunch Boxing. Great platform for it's the platform for the people. So it's definitely something that I've been just been really happy to see grow and everything else. But like I said, if you guys want to get some good content and everything else, sorry for the shameless plug.
Oh no, no, don't feel free to plug. It's fine. I mean, I wasn't familiar with it, so it's great that you brought it up. I'm a boxing fan, so if you guys didn't hear Brunch Boxing, you can find that on Twitter. Boomer's saying there's some really good content on there, so please check that out. We'd like to say, peace to everybody. We hope you have a good night. We hope you have a good rest of the week. Thank you for tuning in, and be well.